G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartridge Company in New Zealand. I'm going to talk today about the tail shafts on the A340, 341, 342s that we see on the UZ engines. And what I'm doing is I'm converting a Gen 2 engine or Gen 2 transmission into a cable drive output. Tail shaft housing, speed sensor for the engine. This is a Gen 2 unit. Nothing. Look, there's no hole. No hole. No hole. Okay, so the customer's got one of those ones, and he needs one with a cable drive like this. Put a cable in it. Screw a cable to it. This happens to be out of a Toyota Hilux. Various models, all in the mid-90s, run a drive like that. And there's a small drive, which is this one, and there's a larger drive. Okay, but we're going with the small drive. Some W boxes have it. This one's actually out of like a G52. Hole is drilled out. Look at that. Woo! And out of it comes the speed sensor. And what you'll notice here, and the reason I've got two of them, see I've got two of them, is because the drive, look, that's got quite a small drive. I mean, this one has a much bigger drive, or a much bigger gear. $21mm. Like 19mm. It's like 21.5 actually. So that one can't interchange with that one, and it's because this drive is different as well. We'll go with this one. Yeah, rough measurement, 44mm. This is the worm that the drive runs on. 47mm. Okay, so that one's much bigger, much biggerer. So this one doesn't actually have the worm on this rear speed collet. These ones are for the reluctor sensor, which is that sensor there. So there's 4 per revolution. It spins around in here. I need to cut this off. So it sits in there like that. Okay. And then the other drive comes in here and actually bottoms out on that piece there, which sits into there. These ones are different. These ones have got a circlip, so you can't pull them out. So they're not going to bottom out, they're a slightly different design. On the back of it, on the back of here, there's where the oil gets fed. There's these little slots. So the oil comes down the shaft and then it feeds back into that back bearing. And there's a couple of shims to preload the bearing correctly. And there's the 3-bolt flange unit that bolts on the back. So I'm going to set this one up. I'm going to take this gear and I'm going to fit it onto this drive here. Oh, I should talk about how it's held in too. But before I do that, go on. These ones are held in with a bolt. Okay. Get that one over there. These ones are held in with a little metal bracket. So we'll need a new one of those made, designed from this point to come up and then push into here. Fairly simple. The man who's getting this as a panel beater does vehicle restoration, so he will make that up. So what was I doing? I was taking this one. I was going to take this gear here. I was going to knock it off and replace this one. You see you can't interchange. That's got the longer shaft on it. It's got a shorter shaft. Right. Just going to go over the vise. I'll drill a hole through the end. That one's already got a drill hole through the end. I'm going to hold that, punch that out. Do the same with this one. Swap them over. This is not the Toyota recommended repair, guys. It can be a little bit scary when you first do it, but you just got to man up and hit it like you mean it, and they come off pretty easy. I actually have a big one, a big drive, big cable drive there as well. That's for the R series gearboxes. Comes out of some 4-wheel drive Hilux transfer cases. This is where I normally raid them. Okay, so here we have, I decided to change to the bigger gear. I've only got one of the small ones, so I went to the bigger gear. Make sure you put them in nice and square, because you will split them otherwise. So now it's got the longer piece here, so when it sits in, it is going to push down onto that thrust area. So when you're putting the clamp on, don't get carried away, because it will sit a little bit higher. If you really want to get carried away, you can pop on a linisher and just take a little bit off the bottom of that. I will supply this to the man. And he will be able to fit up his cable Speedo drive. We're all done. Hope that's been helpful. Talk to you again soon. Catch you later.